Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good evening, depending on where you are at this point and what country you are. We would like to welcome you to the Stepiumeng project. And in great detail, we will explain to you what this project is all about. This is a project where you will come in and sign up under a specific person, and the money is distributed among all the players in the Stepiumeng. There are no commissions. The money goes directly to individuals that are part of this project. Stepiumeng consists of 6 steps, 1 through 6. Contract 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It is divided into linear and binary steps. Each contract costs a different amount of Ethereums. You cannot buy contract 6 without buying 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 first. Our advice is not to buy 4, 5, and 6 in order not to spend extra money. Our advice to you is to buy contract 1, 2, and 3 in order to come into the Stepiumeng and start making money. Right now we are going to talk about contracts number 1, 2, and 3. In contract number 1, you're buying the contract number 1 at 0.01 Ethereums and binary marketing number 1 at 0.05 Ethereums, which equals to 0.06 Ethereums and approximately $18. On that $18, you are making 0.4 Ethereums, which equals to $120. When you're buying contract number 2, you're buying it for 0.05 Ethereums plus 0.15 Ethereums plus, including contract number 1 at 0.6 Ethereums, which equals to 2.6 Ethereums, equaling to $78. On that money, you're making contract number 2 plus contract number 1. You're making approximately 2.6 Ethereums at about $840. When you're buying contract number 2, for which you also have to buy contract number 1 and number 2 to go up to contract number 3, you're buying it at 0.25 Ethereums plus 1 Ethereum plus contract number 2 and 1, whatever cost for that was, which equals to 1.51 Ethereums, equaling to approximately $453. On that, you are making, on contract number 3, you're making 3.5 Ethereums plus 2.4 from previous 2 contracts, equaling to 6.3 Ethereums, and that total amount equals to, in dollars, approximately $1,890. So, how do you make money on linear marketing, and how do you get payments in your account? We have 6 steps. How does this work? First step is that you invite a first person. You can invite as many people as you want. The options are endless. It goes in a linear way from left to right. Every person that you personally invite, you will get paid 0.01 Ethereums. Those people in your first line will invite the second line of people. From those people, you will get paid 0.05 Ethereums. And the first line that you have invited will get 0.1 Ethereums from those people that they signed up. The second line, when they invite the third line, each of those people in the second line will get 0.01 Ethereums. The first line from the third line will make 0.05 Ethereums, and you will make 0.25 Ethereums. Then that third line invites the fourth line. The third line makes 0.1 Ethereums from the fourth line. The second line makes 0.05 Ethereums from the fourth line. The first line makes 0.25 Ethereums from the fourth line, and you make 0.5 Ethereums. It all goes back to you. And so on. Then the fourth line invites the fifth line, where you will get 10 Ethereums. The fourth line gets 0.1, the third line gets 0.5, the second line gets 0.25, the first line gets 0.5, and you end up with 10 Ethereums. When the fifth line invites the sixth line, it goes in the same step direction. That fifth line gets 0.1 Ethereums from the sixth line, the fourth line gets 0.5, third line gets 0.25, first line gets 0.5, no, the first line gets 10 Ethereums, and you get 50 Ethereums. And this is where it kind of ends, but it doesn't really end, because then you go into reinvesting. What is reinvesting? Because this never ends and people continue signing up people, and you can continue signing up and as many people as you'd like in your linear cycle where the blue circles are, and the blue circles continue to signing up as many green circles as they can possibly sign up, you will get every fifth person that green cycle signs up, you will get the money. The blue circle under you, the linear, every time you sign up, you continue getting 0.1 Ethereums. And your green circles under you, as long as they're signing up people, you're getting every fifth person. I hope you understand. Every fifth person goes automatically in a system to you as a payment, depending on the level that they're on. This is what is reinvesting. And you don't have to do anything for that step, because the people that you've signed up are bringing more and more people. And it is endless. The possibilities are endless. I hope you understand. Now, dear friends, we will show you on a specific contract and an example of somebody's contract how to form lines of partners. For example, if you look at the contract 1, this person invited 4 people. As you can see, on contract 2, those 4 people invited 18 people. On contract 3, those 18 people invited 19 more people. On contract 4, those 19 people invited 13 people. On contract 5, those people invited 12 people. And on contract 6, people invited 24 people. On the first contract, those 4 people brought an income of 0.01 Ethereums. On contract 2, 18 people brought an income of 0.05 Ethereums. On contract 3, 19 people brought an income of 0.25 Ethereums. On contract 4, 13 people brought an income of 0.5 Ethereums. On contract 5, 12 people brought an income of 10 Ethereums. And on contract 6, those people, 24 people, brought an income of 50 Ethereums each. Please take a look at this graph, the graph of possible income. In the first column, you will see that this person has invited 2 people only. The person where there are 2 people, they invited another additional 2 people. In the third line, that person invited another additional 2 people. Now you have 8 people altogether. On the fourth line, the 8th person invited 2 additional people. You have 16 people. Then you have 32 people. And in the end, you are left with 64 people. This is only inviting 2 people each. Your entire income on 64 people is 3,200 Ethereums, plus additional income from the other people above them, which brings you to a total income of 3,530 Ethereums. In dollars, it translates into $1,059,000. If you look in the second column, if you invite 3 people, and they invite 3 people, and they invite 3 people, and they invite 3 people, in the end, you will be left with 729 people, an income of 36,450 Ethereums, which translates into 38,928 Ethereums for all the people, and that translates into $11,678,400. Look at the next graph. If you invite 5 people, and they invite 5 people, and so on and so forth, in the end, you will be left with the income of 845 Ethereums, which translates into $243 million over that. Look at the income graph, guys. Only by inviting a few people, you can have a potential of making millions and millions of dollars. And I'm sure that you can invite 2 people a year. That's all you have to invite is only 2 people a year. I'm sure you can find 2 people that you can invite to this presentation where we will be more than helpful. We're here to help not only ourselves, but we're here to help you. We're building a group that works together. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the binary structure. Remember when you bought the contract 1, you had linear and you also bought the binary. In the first binary, as it was in the first contract, you bought yourself a spot at the top. That is your spot. Now in the binary structure, you have to sell that spot 8 times, which is all the way on the bottom. You see those 8 slots? You have to sell those 8 slots to 8 people. 7 of those slots bring an income directly to you, and the 8th one is the reinvest that goes to the person above you. You bought this at 0.05 Ethereums and you paid $15 for your spot. You sold it 8 times and you made 0.35 Ethereums, which brought you $105 of income. Now let's go to the second binary. In the second binary, as was in the contract number 2, you bought at 0.15 your spot at the top for $45. Now you have to sell it 16 times. So you sold 16 spots, out of which 15 you got directly money from 15 of those, and number 16 went to the reinvestment to the person above you. You sold it for 2.25 Ethereums and you brought yourself an income of $675 in binary 2. Now let's go to binary 3. Binary 3 is like binary 1. You bought yourself a spot at the top for 1 Ethereum for $300. You have to sell it only 8 times. You sold it 8 times, 7 out of which you pocketed for yourself, and the 8th spot went to the person above for reinvestment. You sold it for 7 Ethereums, bringing an income of $2,100 to yourself. Now let's go to binary 4. Binary 4, 5, and 6 are the same as binary 2. You have to sell that spot 16 times. Now, 15 out of which you pocket for yourself, and 16th goes to the person who is above you. You bought the 4th binary at 3 Ethereums and paid $900 for your spot. You sold it 16 times, 15 out of which is yours, so you got 45 Ethereums and your income was $13,500. Let's go to binary 5. Again, in binary 5, you sold it 16 times, 15 out of which you pocketed. You bought it for 15 Ethereums for $4,500 your spot, and you sold it for 225 Ethereums, giving you an income of $67,000. Now you're getting to your last spot, binary 6, which is exactly where you want to be. You sold it 16 times, 15 out of which you pocketed, and the 16th goes to the reinvestment to the person who is above you. You bought your spot for 75 Ethereums, paying $22,500 for your spot, but you sold it for 1,125 Ethereums, bringing you an income of, get ready, $337,500. Not too shabby, I say. Now we're going to talk about how you get your money back as soon as possible. So there you are all the way at the top, and you had invited this person on the left and this person on the right, two people. You are in binary, step 3 right now, in contract 3. Now this person on the left invites another person. There he is. And that person invites one more person. As soon as you started filling out your bottom line, where you were supposed to invite 8 people, you start making money, and you retrieve on this left-hand line, you just retrieved 1.5 Ethereums that you paid to come into this business. I want to ask you a question. What other business that you can make your money back in about 48 hours? It's very possible. All you have to do is invite one person on the left, possibly one person on the right, then that person on the left invites one more person, and that person invites one person that starts filling up your bottom line. You had just made your money back. Then that person invites another person, and you start filling out your left-hand side. And it doesn't matter which slots fill up first, you start retrieving your money back. And the money that you get your income from are those people that are on the bottom line. There you go.